it would probably go to at least the WIC office and Good Works. I do know that much. It depends a lot on how much bread there is, and depending on, I've got a food pantry who's stopping by the house to pick up other things, and they may get some of it as well. So from Lotridge in this case. So it often goes out into the countryside and is taken to people all over the county. So, and it's to put it mildly, it's very popular. The last time I took it to Kilvert, one of the ladies who works at Kilvert, Irene Flowers, who's 86, as soon as she saw me come in the door with bread, went and got butter and sat down and ate part of the loaf herself right away while it was still fresh. So, and I'd say that's pretty much the reaction to it. It really is extremely popular with folks because it's something different. It's not the usual run-of-the-mill thing that you get at a food pantry. So, and John's been kind enough to do this. He's already created something like 520 of these loaves, which he could sell at the farmer's market for $5 or $6, and which he sells to me for essentially 20 cents a loaf. So it's a really good deal for everybody, I'll tell you. So, and we're really thankful to John for doing this. So. We hope in the future that others will, participate in the same way. But it's been a really good thing to have over the winter, in particular, when there isn't a lot of fresh food at the farmers market, and I get much of my food from the farmers market. So it's been apples and bread and some milk mostly over the winter, a little bit of meat. But I've managed to move 5,000 pounds of food since January 1st, and that's 4,000 pounds more than I thought I'd be moving, and a good bit of that is John's bread. I think at last count, I think it was 639 pounds of bread that he has contributed. So, and today's load will make quite a bit more than that. So, and they're perfect size for, you can give a couple of them to a family, and they really add to a meal with soup or something like that.
So it has to mean a lot besides just being food in your stomach. It's something somebody made.
Yeah, and I think people appreciate the fact that it is, a fancier kind of item than you would typically get in the food pantries. One of the things that Community Food Initiatives does try to do is to, particularly the CFI donation station, which is what I run, is to get some of the best food in Athens County to people who otherwise would never ever get a share in it, because they can't afford it and they don't have the transportation to come and buy bread from John as I do, from the farmers market. So we tend to buy a variation of this almost every week, or every week when I'm not too fat to eat it. So, and it's really good.
So, are there other companies in Athens, other bakeries or other restaurants that also do things that help your effort?
A lot of them would like to. Crumb's Bakery does contribute a substantial amount of bread to us as well. And a couple of restaurants have approached me about the possibility of handling it, but handling prepared food is something that we're simply not set up to do, either liability-wise or, frankly, in a way that we could package it and move it safely. That's the big problem.
So, what is it about the bread that makes it work?
Because with bread, first of all, that it's absolutely freshly baked. You also, it's easy to handle. It's self-contained, and the ingredients are so simple that there's no chance of it going bad like there is with egg salad or something like that. So I do have people who have asked me to move, meat-based dishes and stuff like that, and I just won't do that because we're not set up to do it properly. Whereas the bread, put it in a bag and you're good to go. So
it seems almost biblical, doesn't it?
Possibly, yeah.
We had some fishes and loaves.
So yeah, I mean, bread always has seems to have a symbolic factor that other foods don't have. In terms of being a basic food. And, you know, much of the bread that I do, I do occasionally handle, you know, breads that are sort of leftovers from Heiners or places like that. And, you know, the bread isn't the same quality as this. That's all I can say. And I mean, John has made special efforts to make sure the flour is, you know, a high gluten, high protein flour. You know, in a culture where you're oftentimes what you're starved for is protein. You know, so. And where, you know, fresh vegetables either aren't available or fresh fruit or you know, good bread simply isn't you simply can't get it even, you know, if you live in certain areas of Athens County, you know, without driving 15 or 20 miles. So it's we like it.